Welcome back to Horror Recaps. In a few seconds, you're going to listen to a frightening tale narrated by me. Fear awaits you. Watch out and take care. The movie opens in a kitchen in 1974, where an initially faceless hand boils wax. The woman boiling wax is named Trudy. Trudy leaves the kitchen to pour the melted wax into a mask while a child sits across eating cereal. Shortly after, Trudy's husband comes out of the room violently forcing a child to sit, telling Trudy the child has been acting like a monster, both blaming the child for not behaving like his brother, as they tie the child to a chair. Now to the present, two friends, Carly and Paige, are in a restaurant discussing Carly's internship at In Styles, a fashion magazine. Carly is skeptical about going since she will have to work every time she is not in class to afford the accommodation. Paige convinces her to go since she will be working at the infamous In Styles. While still there, Wade, Carly's boyfriend, joins them, and Paige excuses herself, telling Carly she is off to see Blake, her boyfriend. Wade then asks why Carly's twin brother, Nick, has to follow them to see the football game. Carly reveals Blake paid his bail, and he is going with them because of Blake. Shortly after, Nick and Dalton join the two while Dalton films Carly, as she resists. The next scene shows Blake in the car jamming to music, initially ignoring Paige but calling her back when she's about to leave. As they make out, Dalton starts to film them, both telling him to stop. Later that night, they all hit the road. Paige and Blake drive in his car while Carly, Dalton, and Nick ride in Wade's car. As they progress with the journey, Nick, who seems to have bad blood against Wade, won't stop passing snide comments about Wade's car. Meanwhile, it is late, and they are tired, so they camp in the woods till the following morning. They pitch their tent, play, and drink, then notice a foul stench. A stranger in a truck arrives unexpectedly and watches them intently. Blake and Dalton ask the driver to leave, and when their request is ignored, all are agitated. The group all stand up, asking that the intruder leave, and then Nick throws a bottle at the car's headlight, smashing it. The stranger subsequently leaves. As they retire for the night, a mysterious figure appears, peeping through the tents as the group sleeps, filming them without their knowledge. Carly is awakened by the footsteps of the mysterious figure, waking Wade, and then goes out to check around as Wade comes out to get her, telling her there is no need to be alerted. The next morning, Blake wakes the others. Now getting ready to get back on the road, Dalton's camera is missing, and Wade discovers his car's fan belt is broken. Paige and Carly go to the bush to relieve themselves where they perceive the stench from the previous night. The two go in search of the source of the stench and Carly trips and falls into a large pit of roadkill. The two yell for help, then the others come to her aid. Wade helps her out of the pit while Nick helps her replace her bloodied blouse. While they are still at the pit, Lester, a roadkill collector, meets them as he dumps off a dead deer. Wade asks Lester if there is a gas station around to get a fan belt. Lester reveals that Bo, a man in Ambrose, a nearby town, runs a gas station, and he should have a fan belt. Blake suggests that they leave Wade's car behind so they won't miss the game, but Wade refuses, stating he wouldn't leave his car behind. Lester offers to drive Wade to Ambrose. Carly volunteers to go with Wade while the rest head to the game. Meanwhile, Carly and Wade highlight Lester's car when they find him creepy, even though he tells them they are almost in Ambrose. Carly and Wade arrive outside of Ambrose, which appears initially as a ghost town. Upon getting to the gas station, it is deserted, and they go to the town's church hoping to find help, thereby walking into a funeral. Bo, who is also in the church, tells them to hold on while he finishes with the funeral, offering to sell them a fan belt later in the day. In the meantime, Carly and Wade visit the House of Wax, a museum where Wade discovers that the house itself is made of wax. They go around sightseeing, amazed at how the human wax is artistically done. Suddenly, Carly notices a figure watching her, telling Wade he should go out of the house to check. Now terrified, Carly asks that they leave. The two leave the wax house and go to the gas station, where Wade searches for the fan belt. Every size is there, except for the size he needs. Bo meets them there, telling them he has the required size in his house. On their way to Bo's house, he reveals that visiting artists used to work at the wax house, stating that Trudy was one of the artists before she eventually moved with her family to Ambrose after her husband, Doc Sinclair's license, was revoked. Developing a brain cyst, her husband tied her to the bed when she became uncontrollable. Unable to deal with the trauma, Doc Sinclair eliminated himself while their two sons ended up in a foster home. Upon getting to Bo's house, Wade goes inside to use the restroom while Bo goes in to grab the fan belt, leaving Carly behind. Getting inside, Wade explores, and then he discovers a room with some surgical equipment. Suddenly, the door closes behind him, and the light goes off. As he pushes at the door, a hand cuts his leg with a knife. As Wade tries to fight him off, the figure attacks him, stabbing him in the stomach. The figure, who is Vincent, Beau's brother, drags Wade into his workshop, where he coats Wade's body in molten wax while still alive. Meanwhile, those on their way to the game got stuck in the traffic and could not travel further. They took a detour back to the campsite. Now tired, Blake gives his car key to Dalton to go search for Wade and Carly. Dalton and Nick head to Ambrose to find Carly and Wade, while Blake and Paige stay behind to make love. Carly, now bored from staying alone in the car, gets out. Then she notices that Beau's truck has a broken headlight and realizes that he was the intruder who visited the campsite the night before. She honks for Wade to come out, but it is unknown to her that Wade is in danger. She calls Blake's cell phone to no avail, leaving a voicemail for him. Knowing that Carly now knows who he is, Beau abducts her, restrains her in the gas station basement, ties her to a chair, and seals her mouth. Nick arrives at the gas station, where he meets Beau. Beau lies that Wade and Carly never came to the station. Meanwhile, Carly hears Nick's voice and tries to call his attention but is unable to due to her sealed mouth. Eventually, Carly gets her mouth back open and Carly's cries for help are successful. Nick beats up Beau, running into the station and locking the door behind him. He goes to the basement and then frees Carly. Meanwhile, Dalton is at the wax museum exploring when he discovers Wade is the sculpture before him, who is unable to move due to the wax coating. Dalton attempts to free him, unwittingly tearing off his skin. Vincent attacks Dalton, cutting his head off. While on the run, Beau attacks Carly and Nick with a gun. Nick shoots him with an arrow as they run off. Later, they realize the wax figures are the wax-coated corpses of visitors lured into Ambrose. They both go over to the house to search for Carly's phone and the missing Dalton and Wade, unknown to them that Vincent has taken the phone on his way to the campsite. While in Sinclair's house, Carly finds pieces of newspapers revealing that Beau and Vincent were born conjoined twins, and their father had surgically separated them, leaving Vincent's face heavily disfigured. Back at the campsite, Blake listens to Carly's voicemail, terrified. Vincent attacks him from behind, eliminating him. Upon seeing this, Paige runs away, but Vincent catches up with her, skewing a stick into her forehead and taking their corpses to the house. Somehow, Beau struggles back into the house. Vincent arrives too, while Beau talks to him about the level of progress they have made, telling him their mother Trudy must be proud of them for making her wishes come true, also telling him they have 2 more to kill to complete their mother's vision. Upon hearing this, Carly and Nick, who are still in the house, tiptoe out, going through the basement where they discover Wade and Dalton's waxed bodies. Vincent attacks them, and Nick starts a fire, escaping from Vincent. As they attempt to leave the house, they run into Beau, whom Carly later kills by beating him to death after he had stabbed Nick in the leg. Angered, Vincent attacks the two, chasing Carly upstairs. She attempts to convince him not to kill her, revealing his brother's manipulation. Nick joins the two. As Nick and Vincent struggle, Carly drives a knife into Vincent's stomach, eliminating him. Meanwhile, the fire Nick started has taken over the house, melting it to the ground as the siblings escape from the building. The next day, the police arrive, revealing Ambrose had been abandoned for 10 years, and they wouldn't have come to rescue Nick and Carly if not for the flame they saw. Later, the sheriff receives a call, revealing that Sinclair had 3 sons and not 2. The movie ends with Nick showing Carly Dalton's camera he took from the crime scene. As they were being driven away, they saw Lester smiling and waving at them. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.